Good evening. My name is David Adams from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is not really the world's hardest place to be a preservationist. Lots of work, lots of great clients who provided, not quite like the Medicis, but provided opportunities for us to express ourselves, to try to find what it was that we were hooking on to in this business of preservation. And we worked our butts off for them, although they didn't always like us. Being headstrong is important if you're thinking. If you're not thinking, I guess it's just a bother. But if you're thinking about something, if you're trying constantly to make the pieces fit together, then you have to push. Sometimes it rattles people, certainly clients that are paying the bills. But it also made it hard over the years to take on large projects and put crews of people together that would share that same kind of passion. Although we never had any real trouble finding people, we did have some trouble keeping them. But the tough, the tenacious, and the people that caught the spirit, like probably all of you in the room, stayed and thrived. And truth is, some are here this evening. They're great people. They gave up parts of their lives to join me and my partner's passion for historic architecture and the thrill of climbing the heights and digging the depths and seeing if you could wash all that stuff off at the end of the day. But we loved what we were doing. We felt like it was important, but I have still no idea really why. I think it's about belonging. I think it's really easy to feel like you belong if you make a contribution to something. We all think in terms of old buildings and stewardship. That took a couple of years to get into my head. But once that happened, it was easier. It was easier to see myself as just part of a continuum. And in that part of a continuum, part of a tradition, of a craft tradition, where you worked on something until it was done. When I was a pup, I had a door casing I had to patch. And I cut a piece of wood pretty darn well and fitted it in, and then of course it needed a little smoothing. And then the edge didn't quite line up, and then there was this pesky little round thing on the edge of the board that I was butting this patch into. And so I got the sandpaper out of a block of wood and I sort of rounded it. Then there was this pesky little groove right beside it. You might recognize what I'm talking about as a cork bead. And I didn't have anything to do that with, so I pulled my little knife out of my pocket and I carved, took about 5-10 minutes and carved this little cork on the edge of that little bead at the edge of the casing. And stood back and I was really proud of myself, but it looked awful. It just looked awful. But I tried. And then later I found myself in an old antique shop and looked over and there was a little wooden plane. I looked at the bottom of the plane and there it was. It was the serendipity of some things. It's incredible. This was a little plane that cut that bead and made that little cork all in one pass. If I'd had that then, well, I bought it to make sure that I'd have it the next time. And then, I'm sure you already guessed this part, it turns out there was another size plane that was almost identical, just a little bit bigger. And then it turns out another one from that. And then down that path. But in that moment, I think my idea of being a preservationist really, really hit home and put that direction on all of those which way am I going to go questionnaires. So it allowed me, by copying the people's work, by honoring their work, by making very good replicas to patch in and repair, and teaching my crew, probably the greatest reward of all is the involvement of the crew in watching young men who are taking time out of their lives to learn how to do something that they don't even know what it's called. It was a great deal of fun. Then one day, in the midst of all of this, we were up way high in the ceiling of a church. There was a plaster wreath with fruit on it. And I got this call from my partner, who's passed, Stephen Roy. I got this call way up top, 40 feet in the air, climb up the scaffold, and he says, Dave, you've got to put your hand on this apple. You've got to do it right here, like that. And I did. I slid my hand up there, and I could feel my fingers sliding into the little sockets that were made by the man that pushed that piece of plaster fruit up into that bit of ornament. And his fingerprints were still there, and I felt for a moment like I was reaching through time and shaking his hand. It does it for me. Thank you all very much.